Hey, since the last time I recorded myself tidying up my workspace, I have moved. So I'm just taking you around my new space, which is a lot smaller. And it's a multi-function room that I'm showing you around. I do sewing, a lot of sewing as well as papercraft. So first up there was my sewing machine. Now I'm panning around to where the papercraft nonsense is. There's a lot of it and it's squeezed into a very small room. And over in the corner there is a freezer and my daughter's bike and her easel. She is a painter, so she uses the space as well to do her painting. There is my cricket. There is outside. I don't know why I'm showing you the ceiling. I think I'm trying to avoid showing you my daughter's art, just out of respect for her. Anywho, as you can see, there is stuff under the desk, on the desk, above the desk. All the things. I'm finding this a lot overwhelming. Before we moved, that's a quick view down to my kitchen. Here are some finished items and some journals that I've made, and at the bottom there's some magazines and whatnot. Oh, there's also some ephemera there in the middle in the white metal case. And over here is a bit of a hodgepodge. Ideally, in a perfect world, this would just be sewing. But I think I'm going to take you over and scooch down and show you that in that big box there is a whole lot of fabrics and covers that I've been collecting for kids or nostalgic sort of journals. I've got loosely stuff from the 30s and 40s, stuff from the 50s and 60s, and then more like 70s, 80s things. So there'll be, there's enough to make a kajillion journals, but I'm thinking I'll probably make 6 in a series, maybe 6 or 7. Anyway, that's for the same project, collected together as a bunch of wallpaper, and underneath that fabric, which full honesty, I don't know what that's doing there. That's not part of it. But under here is a lot of book pages from the books that I deconstructed because I wanted to use covers, and I have started gathering and making bits and pieces of ephemera to go into the journals. There you go. I felt bad, but I came across a Richard Scarry book that had been ripped and drawn on, so using some of those images. What else have we got here? Oh, I found these beautiful threading cards. Do you remember them? Sort of to teach you how to sew, or teach little kids how to sew. It's good for fine motor skills. You just use wool or yarn and put them through the holes. Anyway, back there, that's just showing you that is actually all sewing supplies. It's what is ideally going to be on this bench. And those are pictures and pinboards that need to go up on the wall at some stage. This is projects that aren't finished, that are sewing projects, and I've really got no space to work on them. But yeah, there's 2 or 3 sewing projects in there. There's my French market basket needs repairing, so that's why that is sitting there. And and more projects. And then over here are a big pile of journals, which is sort of the point of this video. So coming soon, I'm going to do flip throughs on all of these. Since I have moved, I've kind of unpacked what I can, crammed it into the space, and then figured that the best way through decluttering the space is to actually finish a bunch of projects. I identified that a lot of storage space is being taken up by things that are half finished. Anyway, over to my drawers. That's all papery sort of goods. At the front is my actual files for our life, and then at the back there is a whole bunch of books and covers that will eventually hopefully get made into something or passed on. Underneath there are sewing machines and more paper, and there is my dog. More paper there, and those brown boxes. There are folio-sized bits of ephemera, beautiful things. Now on my desk I am I'm about to finish using up this Jen Hadfield paper pad. I have made several things out of this, and one of them I will do a flip through of. It was in that pile I've completed, but I have a modern junk journal here that needs finishing up, and next to that I've got a photo album that I've renovated. I have put my spin on, and yep, that's nearing completion, but that is supposed to be a photo album. And here is what's left of that Jen Hadfield stuff. I'm sorry if you hear my tummy rumbling. So yeah, I think that's the way through. Just a quick look at, oh look, more unfinished projects. Oh, crikey. I don't know why I do this to myself. I'm so good at starting things and not so good at finishing things. So all what's in here is mostly projects in bags. I'm very good at organising it together. I know what I do. I make an awful mess and then I need to clear it up for some reason or another. So I bag it up and I put it away neatly and I forget that it exists. More projects in bags yet to be finished. There's quite a few Christmas ones up here. I finished one Christmas junk journal and I'm going to leave the rest for a little while, I think. I'm not feeling very Christmassy. That's modern collage. You'll see more of that in a minute. Yes, more journals nearing completion, just needing toppers and bits and pieces, and then I can film those. These are the little white drawers up above. I don't really love the white things, but there's something about the clean look that they give. They're super organised. All what's in there is foliage, like within the box. Oh, look, an empty container, a container of containers. That makes me feel good. More ephemera. This here is a little bag I've got on the side. I think this will be working for me. I'm just throwing things in there that I can take to a crop to swap with other people, just to leave there for other people. More supplies hiding. See, this is also my issue, is like I organise it so well that it never sees the light of day. But yeah, wallpapers and stuff like that. So I've got to figure out a way of using up some of this. And for full disclosure, this is not even the craft room. This is in my living room. I have stamps up here because they don't fit downstairs, which is, an issue. They need to be downstairs so that I use them. And this is a whole tray full of modern collage ephemera. I've started organising it by colour in here in the hopes that I will get through it a bit quicker. So yeah, that was a bit of a tour. Hope you enjoyed. I'll be back with more on this project later.